Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of math section from SAT Practice Test 2. I scored perfectly on SAT math section, and as I go through these questions, I'll show you the most efficient way to answer each and every question. Additionally, I'll give you tips and tactics you will need to know before taking the SAT math section. If you want to support my hard work, like and subscribe. And now let's get started with the first question. Alrighty, so the first question is the line graph shows the percent of cars for sale at a used car lot on a given day by model car. For what model year is the percent of cars for sale is the smallest? So this is actually a very basic question, and when you look at this graph, you basically get attracted to this 2014 model year of car sales, and it's 5%, which is the least amount of this graph. So your answer choice is going to be C. Let's go to question 2. For a particular machine that produces beats, 29 out of every 100 beats it produces have a defect. A beat produced by the machine will be selected at random. What is the probability of selecting a beat that has a defect? Nice question. So since we have 29 out of 100 beats defected, what we do is we're basically dividing 29 by 100. It's because 29 per 100 beats are defected. Therefore, our answer choice is going to be C. So here's a geometry question. In the figure, line M is parallel to line N, and line T intersects both lines. What is the value of X? All right, so first of all, a straight horizontal line has a degree angle of 180 degrees. So if we just look a little bit differently, we're going to see that this is also 180 degrees, but this is going to be 180 minus 33. So we can just find this angle by 147, I guess. And this angle has to be 180 minus this angle. This is a geometric rule. It's going to be 180 minus 147, and this is equal to 33 again. And we do the same thing over here, and we got 147 as our answer choice for the value of X, 147 degrees. All right, question 4. What is the y-intercept of the graph shown? So if you want to find the y-intercept of a graph, first of all, you're going to come to this line which our x value is 0, and we only have y values, and we're going to find where it cuts the y-axis. So we can just see that it's 0 to 8, all right? In the 8 point, when y is equal to 8, there is an y-intercept. So also, you should know that if there is an y-intercept, your x has to be equal to 0. So you basically have to eliminate a and b no matter what. For C and D, you might make a mistake, but you can notice that there is an 8 and it's cutting the y-axis. So the answer choice is going to be 0 to 8. 0.0 and 8. The total cost f of x in dollars to lease a car from 36 months from a particular car dealership is given by f of x equal to 36x plus 1,000, where x is the monthly payment in dollars. What is the total cost to lease a car when the monthly payment is $400? So the question is actually saying that where x is monthly payment in dollars, so it says that x is equal to monthly payment. And also the question is asking, what is the total cost to lease the car when the monthly payment is $400? So it's actually saying x equals 400. So we're asked to find f of 400. So let's find f of 400 over here. F of 400 is equal to 36 times 400 plus 1,000. So this is going to be equal to 14,400 plus 1,000, and that'll be 15,400. Answer choice C. Let's go. Each side of a square has a length of 45. Very nice. Let's just draw a square and just say everywhere is equal to 45. Okay, what is the perimeter of this square? So perimeter is actually you're actually adding up every side of an object. In this case, it's a square, so we basically can multiply this with 4, and what we're gonna end up is 21, 60, 180 is going to be our parameter. Alrighty, so let's jump to the question number 7. So, what is the positive solution to the given equation? So, just make sure that you're finding the positive solution, because they're asking the positive one. If you find the negative solution, it's going to be wrong, even though you know how to solve it. So, just make sure you don't lose points from this, and also make sure that you never end up with a situation x is equal to 6, because we don't want this, because the bottom cannot be equal to 0, otherwise it's going to be undefined, and that's even if it's a root, we're not counting that as a root. So let's find this, well, let's just write the question. 55 divided by x plus 6 equal to x. All right, so let's just multiply everywhere with x plus 6 in order to get a better form, and it's going to be equal to 55 equals x squared plus 6x. So we want to actually make this a quadratic form, because we want to find our x roots, and therefore we're going to find our positive solution. So let's just take out 55 from both sides, negative 55, and 0 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 6x negative 55. Here is our quadratic form, which looks like a squared, a times x squared plus bx plus c. So in order to find our solutions in a quadratic which looks like this, many people are actually scared from this type of questions, but it's actually really easy if you know the formula. So first of all, we have a variable called delta, and delta is equal to b squared plus negative 4 times a times c from the standardized quadratic form. And our solutions will be negative b plus or minus square root of delta divided by 2a. So this is the two crucial things we have to know in order to solve this question. And if we know this, it's a piece of cake, to be honest. It's so easy. So let's start with finding our delta, and then we're going to plug our values in our quadratic root formula. So delta is equal to b squared, which is 6 squared. It's 36. Plus negative 4 times a. A is 1. It's 1 because it's just 1x squared, times c, negative 55. All right, so let me just calculate this really quick. 36 plus, yeah, it's 256. Our delta is equal to 256. Now let's just plug this into our quadratic root formula. Negative b is negative 6 plus or minus square root of 256, but I'm not going to say square root of 256, because square root of 256 is equal to 16. So we just can write 16 instead of that. 16 divided by 2 times a, but a is 1, so it's just divided by 2. And if we just divide this, it's going to be negative 3 plus or minus 8. So our answer choice can either be negative 11, but since it's asking the positive one, we're just eliminating this, and either can be negative 3 plus 8, which is actually equal to 5. Our answer choice is going to be equal to 5. All right, question number 8. An object travels at a constant speed of 12 centimeters per second. At this speed, what is the time in seconds that it would take for the object to travel 108 centimeters? So if we travel 12 centimeters per second, uh, how are we going to travel 108 centimeters in how many seconds? It's asking. So basically, we're just going to divide 108 divided by 12 is going to give our answer. Since it's traveling 12 centimeters in a second, how long will it take for him to travel 108 centimeters? So you're basically dividing it, and you're gonna end up with 9. It's gonna take 9 seconds for him to end up. Uh, Again, guys. So if you have something looks like 12 centimeters per second, and you have 108 centimeters per x seconds, it has to be equal to this original form. So you have to have an x value which will transform this fraction to 12 centimeters per second. Therefore, our answer choice is going to be equal to 9. Okay, so question number 9. The list give the values in the data sets x and y. Which statement correctly compares the mean of data set x and the mean of data set y? So guys, make sure that you know what mean means. It's actually average. And average is also equal to your basically adding every term. Let's say we have x, y, z, and dividing by the number of terms. Okay, so let's just find the average, and then we're gonna look to the answer choices. For data set x, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 values, so we're gonna divide it by 4, and let's add up our data values. 5 plus 9 plus 9 plus 13. So this is going to be 22, 31, 36, 36 divided by 4. This is, its mean is going to be equal to 9. Our mean is 9 in data set X. So now let's find it for Y. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 data. So we're going to divide it by 5. And let's add up everything. 14, 14 plus 9, 23. 23 plus 13, 36, 36 plus, don't be ashamed, you can just add it over here. You can also use your calculator. It's allowed in both module 1 and module 2. It's 63 divided by 5. Okay, so I got it. It's approximately like 12, 12.6, our answer. So data set Y is greater than data set X, mean, when we're talking about mean. So we should have an answer looks like that. The mean of data set X is greater than, it's wrong, it's not greater. The mean of data set X is less than the mean of data set Y, which is correct. The means of data set X and data set Y are not equal. There is not enough information. Don't ever answer, like most of the questions, it's not this answer, believe me. So it's answer B. All right. Question number 10. A rocket contains 467,000 kilograms of propellant before launch. Exactly 21 seconds after launch, 362,105 kilograms of this propellant remained. On average, approximately how much propellant in kilograms did rocket burn each second after launch? After launch. I got hungry. So first of all, it has for this much kilograms, and exactly 21 seconds later, we ended up with this number. Okay, we had a great decrease. How much in kilogram did rocket burn? So first of all, it's because it's saying an average. What we're gonna do is we're gonna subtract this first initial kilograms, and then we're gonna find our delta kilograms. Actually, delta kilograms are changing kilograms. So that'll be. Let's just subtract these numbers. 467,000 minus 300. 105, and we actually have negative 100,004 895. We lost this many kilograms during our lounge. So since it says 21 seconds, we're just going to divide this by 21 in order to find our average loss of kilograms per second. So let me just divide this real quick. 21, and we end up with 4995 kilograms per second. We lose that many kilograms. Question number 11. If this is equal to this, what is the value of this? So 4x plus 2 is equal to 12. Let's just find x from here. Let's just subtract 2 from both sides. 4x is equal to 10. So x is equal to 10 divided by 4. If we divide everything with 4, we're going to end up with x. So our x is actually equal to 2.5. Great. So also 5 divided by 2, 5 over 2. We're going to use this because it's more helpful, but you can also use your calculator. It doesn't matter. As long as you find the correct x value, you can write in whatever form you want. So 16 times 5 over 2 plus 8. So this is going to be 8 times 5 plus 8. So it's going to be 48. Our answer choice is going to be B. Very nice. So how are we going so far? I hope you guys are doing well. And now let's solve question number 12. An object is kicked from a platform. The equation represents the situation where h is height of the object above the ground in meters. T seconds after it's kicked. Which number represents the height in meters from which the object was kicked? So as long as we have variables in an equation like this, especially in a physics equation, we can just say t is equal to 0 if initially in the initial position how far we were in from the ground, because it's saying h was the height object above in the ground. So initially, if we say t is equal to 0, it's going to be negative 4.9 times 0 square plus 7 times 0 plus 9. So it's actually 0 plus 9. So our initial height will be 9 in this situation. Our constant is going to be our initial height from the ground. The given equation defines the function f for what value of x does f of x reach its minimum. So okay, it's asking when does it reach its minimum. So I actually solved this question on a previous video in my shorts. You can also watch that. In equations like this, which is a parabola, we call this a parabola. If the coefficient of x squared, if the number in front of x squared is positive, we're going to end up having something look like this, a u. We're going to have a u. And our lowest value, or our minimum, is going to be our vertex position, our vertex point of this graph. And we're going to just find the x value of it. It's negative b over 2a. And our y position is going to be equal to f of negative b divided by 2a, and this is actually our vertex form. Our vertex is going to give us our minimum point. So actually it's asking for what value of x. So basically we're asked to find negative b divided by 2a. If you don't know what b and a means, let me just show it to you real quick. A times x squared plus bx plus c. So our b is actually what we're talking for the coefficients of x, and a is actually the coefficient of x squared. So let's just find it. Negative 50, negative 50, which is actually end up being positive, divided by 2 times 4, actually 8. So it's going to be equal to 50 divided by 8. So what is 50 divided by 8? Let's ask to our really smart calculator, and it's 6.25. All right. A small business owner budgets 220,000, 22 A small business owner budgets 2,200 to purchase candles. The owner must purchase a minimum of 200 candles to maintain the discounted pricing. If the owner pays 4.9% per candle to purchase small candles and 11.6 per candle to purchase large candles, what is the maximum number of large candles the owner can purchase to stay within the budget and maintain the discounted pricing? So the question is asking us what is the maximum number of large candles. So I'm just going to say large candles is equal to L. I'm going to call it L, and small candles are equal to S. All right. So it's saying that their owner must purchase a minimum of 200 candles. So L plus X S is equal to 200. All right. And the owner budgets $2,200, $2,200. So we have to keep our L maximum and S minimum, and we're gonna not increase not and we will stay in this budget. All right. So what we can do is first of all, it says that 4.9 per sorry. So what we can do is 4.9, sorry, 4.90. Actually, you don't have to write that O in the end. 4.9 is for small candles. So 4.9 S plus 11.6 L's equal to $2,200. So the reason why I did this is because I want to transform this in dollar forms so we can have our L and S values in another equation, so we can find our L and S values as we wish. All right. So first of all, we notice that there's two variables in both equations, so we have to solve for one of them, and then we're going to use that other form in the other equation. So if we say L plus S is equals to 200, let's just find L, and L has to be equal to, let's just subtract S from both sides, subtract S. So it's going to be L equals to 200 minus S. Very nice. So whenever we see L, actually, I should have done the other way. So let's just find S. So in order to find S, what we're going to do is just subtract L from both sides. Okay. And what we're going to end up is S equals to 200 minus L. Very cool. So let's just write this thing wherever we see S. 4.9 times 200 minus L plus 11.6 L's equals to 2,200. Sorry. So I'm just gonna distribute this 4.9 inside. 4.9 times 200 is equal to 980 minus 4.9 L's plus 11.6 L's equals to 2,200. So let's just decrease 980 from both sides. So it's going to be negative 4.9 L's plus 11.6 L equals to 1220. 1220. So let's just make this more clearly. What will this be? 11.6 minus 4.9, and this is going to be 6.7 else. So our final equation is 6.7 L equals to 1220. So let's just find L. 1220 divided by 6.7. So our answer is approximately 182, our final answer choice. So let's now do this last question, and then we're going to continue in part 2 of this video. In the linear equation f of 0 equals to 8 and f of 1 equals to 12, which equation defines f? So if we say that we have a linear function, we're going to say ax plus b. A linear function is written by this, where we don't know a and b yet. We're going to find it because they gave us some values. So basically, a function is f of x, right? So if you say f of 0, you're just plugging 0 wherever you see x. So let's just plug this into our linear function. F of 0, let's say f of 0. So whenever we plug 0 into x, we're going to end up with 0 times 8 plus b. And it says it's equal to 8. So 0 plus b is equal to 8. So b is equal to 8. Very nice. So actually, we just got rid of something. Now our equation has changed as a times x plus 8 because we know what b is. So now let's plug 1 for a. I'm sorry, for x, and it's going to be a times 1 plus 8 plus 8 is equal to 12. So a plus 8 is equal to 12. Just subtract 8 from both sides, and we're going to end up with a is equal to 4. So we just finished our function. Our function is equal to 4x plus 8, which is answer choice D.